right, here's take two. Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Am I in the right spot? Come back, please. Let's see, come on, let's see if anyone is there. And if you can hear me, I know I'm live. I'm Sandy Rask. Hi, John Clark, can you hear me? Hi, Jane Ross, can you hear me? Can anyone hear that I am talking? Yes, you can hear me. All right, hey, all right, excellent, you're back. All right, so this is this is Sandy Rask. And welcome to the Food 2.5 Kitchen. I'm so thrilled to be here and be heard. I'm the co-founder of Believe Health and also the co-founder of the Food 2.5 program, which is twice the flavor and half the calories. And we have traveled today. We've done a really beautiful job transporting my actual Food 2.5 kitchen to Argentina. It may still be located in Orange County, but today the flavors are all Latin America. It's going to be a great flavor profile. And for anyone cooking along, we are making a beautiful steak tonight, but I'm going to give you plenty of swap outs if you don't eat steak or if you're vegetarian. I think in the grocery list I put broccolis, but I had half a bag of, the second half a bag of the Brussels sprouts, so I'm going to go ahead and cook Brussels sprouts. But when you hear Brussels sprouts, and if you have broccoli, go ahead and cook broccoli because it's the same treatment. And then the piece de resistance, what's going to pull this whole dinner together and give you plenty of options for other dinners along the way is a beautiful chimichurri sauce. So here in California, we're in the middle of, you may not have heard this, but we're in the middle of a bunch of fires. And in Orange County, we're fortunate enough to not have too many, but I have a lot of cloud cover from it, and I still have a lot of ash falling from it. So I actually had to harvest my entire herb garden and all my lettuces. So I decided to make a chimichurri this week because I had a boatload. Like this is half of what I harvested. Now I added limes, I added some shallots, but I've got beautiful basil in here. I've got gorgeous cilantro. I have parsley, and I really am going to make a beautiful sauce with that in just a second. Let's talk about, here, I'll show you the actual one because I made one first. Here, let's put it on a spoon so I can get it nice and up close. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Holy cow, that is like liquid green gold. So when you look at the history of a chimichurri sauce, the Argentinians would tell you that they are the originator of this kind of sauce. But there's also sauces called pistus, which are French, and that's basil and olive oil and garlic, kind of along the same line. Pistou sounds very similar to pesto, so the Italians think they started this as well with their trend, and they took the pistou and added pine nuts and cheese to it. I personally like starting with a chimichurri because it's a little bit spicier, and it doesn't have the weight of the cheese or the nuts. I usually make a big batch of it, and then I put it into ice cube trays, and I can take it out one by one, and I can make a pesto out of it. I can make a pistou out of it. I can use it a number of different ways. So let's get started. Let me just say a few hellos while I'm here. Jane Ross, hello. John Clark, thank you so much for being my sound check. Donna Guffey, so nice to see you. Cynthia, yay, so nice to see you. Shannon, I'm so glad you made it back over here. One of these days, my technology act will totally be together. We'll see. I was on the phone with AT&T today. It's getting there. Barbara, I'm so glad to see you. Shauna, so nice to see you. Christina Whitaker, Darlene, Annette. Oh my gosh, so great. Heather, oh, wonderful. Okay, great. So I'm going to put you onto my stovetop. All right, so I'm gonna bend a little bit. I started before you got here with a little bit of onions. I'm gonna do this a little bit backwards. So I have onions, and I always start there because that's where all the flavor is. So I have one medium onion that I cooked in a tiny bit of oil, and I put some smoked paprika in there. I had it in the cupboard, and I thought it'd be a nice start. This pan's actually gonna be the vegetables. And I wanna start there because I'm gonna take the made chimichurri, all right, and put it underneath so that these can get cooking. And I'm just going to take about a tablespoon maybe about half more, about a tablespoon and a half. And then, watch this. So we're gonna have the chimichurri in two different places tonight. We're gonna have it in the vegetables, and we're gonna have it in the steak. So this is the shaved Brussels sprouts, and again, let me put that up there. I love shaved Brussels sprouts. They cook faster. They're easier. They caramelize better than the whole ones. I like the whole ones too, but the shaved ones are really nice. We're just gonna stir that up. Let the chimichurri get all over this. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. Just a little, just enough to kind of, and I always do 1-to-1 salt to pepper, but you do whatever works for you. And we're just gonna let that cook. All right? Then I want to get the steak on. So let's talk about steak for just a second. All right, so my vegetarian friends, cover your ears, and we'll move over to something for you pretty quickly. But steak, you want to pick a steak that is organic, that is treated really well by the ranchers that are taking care of it, and that's fed. Not just grass finished. They've actually had this controversy the last couple of years because everyone was saying they had grass fed cattle, and they found out when they inspected that they were grass finished, meaning they had corn all their life, and then at the very end they gave them grass, and they were calling it grass fed. So now when you look at a package, and I'm just going to hold this one up. Let me just see where. Yeah, right up here. Oh, let's get that right on screen. It says both grass-fed and grass-finished. To me, if you're going to eat a piece of red meat, you want one that's really well raised, really well taken care of, and fed the best that they can possibly be fed. Tonight, what I found when I was grocery shopping was what's called a flat iron steak. And again, it's a flat iron steak. So a little bit on the cuts. On my grocery list, I had flank steak, which is in kind of the same family of cuts, and you do the same treatment. It's a little bit bigger. So the flank steak comes from the belly. Like right here on the cow is where the flank steak comes from. It's a beautiful cut. It's a nice one to put on a grill pan and kind of do cross cuts. This flat iron steak comes from the shoulder. It's a little bit leaner, a little bit sweeter, a little bit just a prettier cut and a little more delicate. So this is 1/2. So this is about 6 ounces. For my family, because we don't eat red meat very often, this 6 ounces would be about plenty. I have 12 ounces here. I'm going to go ahead and cook both sides, and I'm going to probably put the cooked one back into the fridge for lunch over salads or something. But this is a flat iron. In between the flank steak and the flat iron, there are a couple other cuts that are really quite good. The skirt steak. Now, if you've ever had that skirt steak comes from the rib cage here. That one is so perfect for fajitas. It's fast cooking. It's perfect for doing a 20-minute dinner midweek because it can go on the grill pan and be off in under 5 minutes. They're so thin. And then below that, but really above it in the meat world, is what's called the hanger steak. And there's only one hanger steak on every cow. And that's that piece of meat that holds up the diaphragm. And it turns out our butchers have been keeping the hanger steak from us for years, and it's just recently got its popularity because it's hit the market. If I find a hanger steak, and I don't find them very often, but that's the one I order. If I'm going to a steakhouse and I want just a couple bites of really, really good steak, hanger steak is always what I'm going to order. Okay, what I'm doing, because I want to get these on the grill so that they're going to be done, I'm just putting a little bit of salt and pepper. I have, let's see if I can get you to see it. Right here, I have that same orange Le Creuset grill pan. It's nice and hot. You can hear that. That's what you want to hear. You never want to put your piece of meat on a cold pan. You always want it on a hot pan. Okay, let's take a stir of this. Oh, these are beautiful. All right, so these are going to cook for just a little bit longer, but you can see that? See what I did? I caramelized the onions. I coated both the onions and the Brussels sprouts, the shaved Brussels sprouts, in that chimichurri sauce, and they're going to be spicy and delicious. All right, now that I've got everything cooking, let's talk about how do we make chimichurri. If I was a genie, I could go bam, and this would be done, and it's just that easy. Literally, all of this goes into your food processor. And while you've got it turned on, you drizzle avocado or olive oil over the top. That's it. So I'm going to put this in the food processor. But because I finally got you all back with my sound, I'm not going to turn the food processor on. We're just going to use the one that's already made. But this is what we do. We take, and I have those big shallots. This was kind of an ad because I had it in my fridge. I had those big shallots. We're going to put those in. I quartered them. We'll put those in. They'll just add a nice sweet note to this. And we're going to take handfuls. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I washed these. I pulled a lot of the stems off, but I left the little ones on because they actually have great flavor. I feel like this is like guinea pig food until we put it into a beautiful sauce. Today I have parsley, I have cilantro, and I have basil. We're just going to put that all in there. Beautiful. All right, so then, let's just pull this up so you can see. See, I've got it basically stuffed into my food processor. Then what I do, put you down on the cutting board for a second, is I put plenty of lime juice. This is my favorite. This is a traditional chimichurri is generally parsley, cilantro, lemon juice, olive oil, garlic. I've added basil because I had a whole bunch of it, and I really, really like it. I think it's a neat crossover between pesto and chimichurri. I think we'll just pick up the whole Mediterranean today. The steak is doing well. I'm going to turn that up just a little bit. The Brussels sprouts are doing beautifully. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. So the nice thing is, every time we've been cooking together, we've been making a sauce. I don't expect that on weeknights. If this were just me, I'd make about one sauce a week, and I'd make 4 or 5 different dinners from it each night. I wouldn't make a different sauce every night. So I don't want you to think that this is the regular way I cook. I live just like you guys, and weeknight dinners need to be fast and dirty, right? But they need to be a little flavorful. All right, so I've got that in there. Now we have to add the flavor in. So I showed you these the other night. I've got chili paste right up close. Actually, here. Chili paste, and I've got garlic paste. These tubes, these save me a ton of time. Again, you could pull the knife out, and you could, kill a couple of garlic cloves. You could put a few chili peppers in here, and you put however much you like. I put a fair amount in that one because this first batch did not have much in the way of chili paste. And I'm going to put a fair amount of garlic because I actually think it's just really good with it. So roughly about a tablespoon of each. We're going to put salt. And we're going to put pepper. All right, and then the trick to this is, and if you guys have a food processor and have done this before, you know you've got to kind of get it going, and then you put more oil in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about half the oil in to start. Beautiful. That'll get it started. It'll process, and then as it's going, I'm going to pour more oil in. So if I could figure out the noise better, I would turn the food processor on. But I think you guys, you have enough to know how that'll work. And that's almost done. Let's see how our steaks are doing. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And we're getting beautiful grill marks. Now those are a little thick. I don't know if you can see those. Can you see those? Yeah. So those probably have another couple of minutes and then they'll be done. And then what we'll do is we will do a nice cross cut on them, plate them up with the Brussels sprouts, and dinner's on. Like this is a pretty fast dinner. All right, so for my vegetarian friends and my non-red meat eat friends, what would I do with this dinner? So the first thing that I would do two different things. I would put some tofu right on that grill pan, and I would probably season it with a little umami or a little smoked paprika. Make it kind of steak-like. Grill it, and then we would put the chimichurri sauce right over the top. The other thing I would do is portobello mushrooms. They would be dynamite this way. I've done appetizers before where it's mushroom stuffed with this chimichurri with polenta in the middle of it. It's unbelievably good. It's not your diet-friendly version, but it's a really, really good appetizer. So I would do that. The other thing you could do beautiful chicken tenders on the grill with the chimichurri. You could do a piece of fish. You could do a pork tenderloin with this chimichurri. That would be absolutely beautiful. So this stuff, it is so, it's just luscious. And when you think about the ingredients, so it's lime juice, avocado oil, seasonings like garlic and chili, and chili paste, and then a ton of fresh herbs. This is basically salad dressing. So this would go on any of your vegetables. I've coated broccoli and cauliflower in it, and then put it in the oven to roast. Would be absolutely gorgeous with this. So let's see how we're doing. All right, and while you guys are here, if you haven't already done it, and you guys have, the ones who are here, and I can see you, you've been so active and beautiful, and it makes me so happy. But if you haven't already, I would love for you to like my fan page, follow my fan page, and you'll get updates on what classes are coming up, what we're going to be cooking at our next 5 o'clock class, and on out into the future. All right. So that looks like it just needs a little bit longer. I'm going to turn off the broccoli, or the sprouts. I'm going to come back. Here's what we're going to do. So we're going to actually just let that hang out for just a second. Can you guys all see that? Here, let's try this one more time. Look at this. Ooh, wait. Let me go this way. There we go. Coming in. So good. So really beautiful. Let me just take a bite. Yeah, see, they still have a light bit of the crunch, but they picked up all the flavor from the chimichurri. It's, and the caramelized onion. Always where you start with the flavor. All right, let's see. I think. Do you guys know how to check when a steak is done? Yeah, let's do this. Okay, that's not quite done. On your hand, if you like it medium rare, it's right here. So once it pushes the same here, it's right here. See, I've got it. It's still, this is more like here, which is rare. So if you're doing here, that's rare. If you're doing here, that's medium rare. Okay? That is doing beautifully. All right, so let's see. Such a good combination. Thanks, Shannon. Any questions? Oh, you shared me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, you guys. Thanks, Rosemary. What is that? Okay, so Rosemary, what we did was Brussels sprouts that were shaved, and they were done in the pan with a little bit of the chimichurri sauce. We've got steaks on the grill that we're going to slice and serve with the with the chimichurri sauce on it, and we made a fresh chimichurri sauce right here. So what do you guys think? Oh. So Rosemary, you love chimichurri. What do you? Yeah, there's liquid gold. What do you do, Rosemary, with your chimichurri? Who is doing what with chimichurri? I know, Shannon. That color is gorgeous, is it not? Oh, beautiful. The other thing we could do. This steak actually turned out to be a little thicker than I thought it was going to be. What you could do when you're cooking like this is you can grill it on both sides, and if your pan allows it, and a good cast iron pan will, you can then finish it in the oven, and it'll be nice and even. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Awesome. All right. Let's see, well, that's cooking. Let's just see. Let me see if I hold this. I don't want to get you guys. So we would put it on the food processor. Let's see, I'm going to hold the microphone and see if I can do the food processor without it. How was that? Was that really terrible? No? All right, well, I'm going to do a little more and you'll just see. Beautiful. Let me just show you. So we have a couple of stubborn ones up front that we've got to process a little bit more. But you can see, like this. Look at that. It's already. Oh my gosh! And the aroma. Once you get these all just sort of going and cut up, the smell is unreal. Oh, salmon! I saw salmon up there. That's awesome. That's a great idea, actually. All right. This looks. I'm going to take the steaks off to the cutting board. I'm going to let them sit. I'm going to go ahead and cut these steaks early. Normally what I would say is every piece of meat deserves to rest, and they deserve to rest about 15 minutes before you cut them. But I want you guys to see how this comes out in the end. So let's see if I can do this. I'm going to get you to the board. Okay, see how that's medium rare? That's got a nice push to it. And this is going to be too soon, so what you're going to see is juices all over the board. Oh. Can anyone hear Annie out there? She's oh, this steak came out perfectly. All right, so see the juices? That's because I'm not letting it rest. So I just want to make sure that you guys see this to the end. Oh. All right. So here, oh, this actually kind of makes me a little sad. Just for you. Just for you. Here, let me get this set up. I'll bring this back over. Beautiful. We're going to put some of the Brussels sprouts right there. And then I can do this one of two ways. So I have these cute these guys. They're neat little sauce holders. When I'm worried that I've got a sauce that I really like and I want to watch the portioning, I'll do this. I'll go, all right, 2 tablespoons. That's what you get. You don't get to go beyond that, Sandy. So that's my tip. I love these little guys for portion control. But really, the better thing to do with this, here, let me get in camera so you can see this, is some of that chimichurri right over the top. I mean, seriously, look at this. Between the smell of the Brussels sprouts and the meat and that chimichurri sauce over the top, isn't that gorgeous? Holy cow. All right, taking one bite. And then, oh, here, fingers are in already. Guys, please, make a chimichurri sauce today. Harvest your garden, wash it well, and put it into the food processor. Make yourself a beautiful chimichurri and a dinner. And look at that, 20 minutes, and we've got dinner on the table. Hey, Dr. V, so nice to see you. Great to see you there. Hey, Efthemia, at some point you're going to have to tell me how to say your name properly so that I can call out to you. Christina Whitaker, Chanel Huggins, thank you mushrooms would be so good with this chimichurri. So yes, thank you so much, everyone. It's been a beautiful night cooking with you. I look forward to cooking with you again at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. Like me, love me, tell me I'm great, but most of all, like my fan page and follow me. I'd be thrilled to death, and share me to whomever you'd like to. I'm Sandy Rask. This is the Food 2.5 Kitchen and Believe Health, and I wish you all a wonderful meal this evening, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye now.